Listen up, people.
The 20-year-long war in Afghanistan, that was the last major assignment for US troops. It ended in chaos, confusion, and the collapse of a country. Now the mighty American military has a new mission: protecting Europe. That's right.
Protecting Europe.
The next battleground. It already is with Ukraine, but the war in Ukraine has proved to be a security nightmare for the EU. It has no option but to prepare for a wider conflict. America agrees with this assessment, so it will ramp up US forces in Europe. The UK and Germany say they will contribute too. The result is this: a massive build-up on NATO's eastern flank. Why now, you may ask? Is Europe afraid that Russia will attack beyond Ukraine? What is their threat assessment? In the next 4 minutes, we'll discuss. First, let's listen to Joe Biden. This is the US president announcing fresh American deployments in Europe.
We've reaffirmed that our Article 5 commitment is sacred, and an attack on one is an attack on all, and we will defend every inch of NATO
This was June 29th,
every inch of NATO territory.
2022.
Together, our allies, we're going to make sure that NATO is ready to meet threats from all directions.
There you go.
Across every domain. Land,
America's prepping for war, people.
In a moment where Putin has shattered peace in Europe and attacked the very
Prepping for war.
tenets of rule-based order, the United States and our allies, we're going to step up. We're stepping up. We're proving that NATO is more needed.
But the Bible
now
tells you
than
this
it ever
in
has
Ezekiel
been,
chapter
and
37.
ever has been.
This was Biden's assessment. He said this during the NATO summit in Madrid yesterday. Today was the final day of that summit. America has made two clear conclusions. Number one,
Ezekiel 38.
Putin cannot be trusted.
Ezekiel 38.
And number two, America's allies feel threatened. And that gives Joe Biden a reason to mobilize his military. So where will American troops be deployed? Let's give you a breakdown. A brigade will be stationed in Romania. 2,000 American troops will be deployed here. Plus 3,000 soldiers will be stationed
That's prepping for
in
war,
Romania
baby.
on a rotational basis. So that means a total deployment of 5,000 troops. Next is the United Kingdom. It will host 2 squadrons of American F-35 fighters. The third location is Spain. 2 American Navy destroyers will be moved there. Remember, Spain already has 4 American destroyers, so now it will have a total of 6. America is deploying air defense systems too. They will be sent to Italy and Germany. But their biggest move will be in Poland. Here, the US is planning a permanent military headquarters. The 5th Army Corps of the US military will be stationed in Poland. This is a combat force.
There you go.
And here's something you should know. The US already has over 100,000 troops in Europe. Before Russia's invasion of
There you
Ukraine,
go.
they had 80,000 troops in Europe. When Russia attacked, the US sent another 20,000, so a total of 100,000. Now it will add more. The United Kingdom and Germany are also committing more resources. The UK
Putting all the pieces on the chessboard together.
They already have 2,000 soldiers there. London will also keep warplanes and an aircraft carrier on standby. What about Germany? Reports say the Germans will commit a brigade-sized force to Lithuania. So NATO is now effectively moving into an aggressive posture.
There you go.
What does it look like? Let me show you. On your screen is NATO's eastern flank. You can call this the front line for NATO. This is what Europe needs to defend if there is a war with Russia. The focus is on 8 countries: Estonia, Poland, Slovakia, Hungary, Latvia, Lithuania, Romania, and Bulgaria. NATO now has a strong presence across this region. How many troops are we talking about? At least 324,000 soldiers, 324,000. These are soldiers of the host country and allied nations, meaning these are NATO forces.
324,000.
So NATO
Ooh.
now has some serious firepower.
That's World War III,
III,
baby.
This is a very big shift. A few months back, NATO was facing an existential crisis. French President Emmanuel Macron had called this alliance brain dead. That's the term he used. NATO lacked an identity, it lacked a purpose. Some years back, even Vladimir Putin was keen on NATO membership. That should tell you something as to how far they've come. Back then, Putin said Russia is a part of European culture. And look at how things have shaped up now. The same Putin is NATO's enemy number 1, the man who has single-handedly galvanized it. So NATO is expanding, getting more members and deploying more troops. How do you think Putin responded? He said this shows their imperial ambitions.
It is a means to protect their own interests, that is, with the hands of Ukrainians and the Ukrainian people. NATO members and leading NATO countries simply want to assert themselves, further assert their role in the world, confirm the leadership of their hegemony in the trust sense of the word, their imperial ambitions.
Wake up, people.